Hello there and welcome back to the Chaps Guide, the channel where we talk about men's style, grooming, self-development and anything that will help you on your journey to Chap Nirvana. Now today you join me in August, the height of British summertime, the warmest time of the year where we're normally bathed in brilliant light. And for chaps, it's the most important time of the year to think about your grooming, because it's the time of year where we tend to wear less clothes, so more of our body is visible. So it's important to make sure that you've got that grooming nailed down, looking your best, smelling your best, because we all want to make the best first impression. And in the wintertime, when you're hiding your multitude of sins under a three-piece suit, you can get away with a lot of things. But in the summer, where a lot more of your skin is on display, you've got to make sure you've got that grooming nailed. So here are some of my tips to make sure you look your very best in the summer sun. Now my first tip may sound a little obvious, but it is stay hydrated in the summertime, because summer health begins on the inside. And if you keep yourself hydrated, drink plenty of fluid, water as the day goes on, your skin will look its best, you will radiate good health, and you will certainly perform better in whatever you choose to do on these hot days. You'll feel better, you won't get headaches, and everything will be just so much better for you if you look after your hydration, drink as much as you can, and you will look your very best as a side benefit of that hydration. Now there's one thing that nobody should forget, and that is looking after your skin in these hot summer days. Ultraviolet light, ultraviolet radiation, is one of the most damaging substances which you will encounter as you're walking around in ordinary life. As you know, if you leave anything out in the sun long enough, it'll leach that colour away and it'll deteriorate it quicker than more or less anything else. Same goes for your skin. You've got to look after it. You've got to use a good quality, high SPF sunscreen many times during the day, depending on what you're doing. Now if you're outside, you're jumping in and out of the pool, you're going in the sea, that sunscreen is going to get washed away regardless of what it says on the bottle. So reapply as needed. Don't ever just think that you can get away with walking around in the sun. If you've ever seen those folks who spent far too much time in the sun, you get scaly skin, you end up looking like a crocodile in later life, it just isn't worth it. Because the sunscreen, as a side benefit, also hydrates the skin, conditions the skin, and also keeps you protected from that sun. Never forget to apply the sunscreen. Now when we're talking about looking after the skin, some of the most sensitive skin on the human body is that of the lips, and it often gets overlooked in the summertime. It's funny really, in the winter when we're up in the Alps skiing or wherever you spend your winter time, you'll find every self-respecting skier with a little tube of lip balm in their pocket. But in the summertime, we're probably exposed to more ultraviolet light, and you know, the breezes, the wind, it dries the skin out. Nobody wants scabby lips with flaking skin. You can easily overcome it by applying a lip balm. Don't forget, choose one with a high SPF, preferably 30 plus. That way your lips will look good and they'll be nice and plump and kissable, and they will just treat you so much better. So apply that high SPF lip balm to keep those lips looking good in the summer. Now while we're on the subject of the skin, the summertime, lots of perspiration, lots of sweating. It brings lots of the minerals and the oils from within your skin to the surface. And you'll find that as the day goes on, you'll get quite oily skin, and it doesn't look, you look all shiny. It's not a good look. And it's not good for your skin, because lots of those important elements are being sweated out and you need to replace it. And the best way to do that is to get yourself a really good moisturizer in the summertime and have a skincare regime, a conditioning regime. For me, I moisturize my skin twice a day. When I have a shave in the morning, so I want to apply some sort of moisturizer after I've shaved, I apply it to the rest of my face as well. And then after I've got out of the shower at night, just before I sit down to relax at home, I apply a moisturizer as part of my sort of system for looking after my skin. And I find that keeps my skin feeling good, feeling looked after, conditioned, hydrated and protected as well. And that way I also don't look like an oily sheen on the skin throughout the day. So a good way to look after your skin, get yourself a good moisturizer and use it. Now in the summertime, a really good way to make a good impression on people when you're virtually wearing no clothes at all is, at the very least, to to smell your very best. And for me, choosing a summer fragrance is a really important feature of the way that I project myself to the world. And I like to choose a nice summer fragrance which is light and airy, and the opposite, in fact, of what I tend to wear in the winter time. I definitely have warm weather and cold weather fragrances in my regular rotation. Now for me, my favorite summer fragrance is an old classic. It's a Dunhill edition. It's been around since, I think it was 1984 it came out into the marketplace, but it's a light, citrusy, clean and fresh smelling fragrance. Now everybody will have a fragrance which ticks those boxes for them, but for me this one is just right for me. I really enjoy the elements that it brings to my skin. Yeah, just lovely citrusy, bergamot, limey, and it just reeks of summertime. So choose a fragrance which is right for your summer, and that way you will emanate pleasant smells, not the unwanted odours that come with being excessively sweaty in the summertime. But choose well. Don't choose those heavy, dominant, musky odours, which are best kept for the cooler months. Choose light, fresh and airy. You won't go wrong. In the summertime, it's the time of year where you're most likely to disrobe for activities like swimming, surfing, snorkeling, whatever you choose to do. So as a gentleman, you'll be topless. So think about the way that you look when you don't have your shirt on. In other words, think of that hair. So if you resemble, you know, a Sasquatch, think about trimming, manscaping some of that hair on your body. Now I'm old school. I don't subscribe to the waxing or shaving of body hair just for the sake of it. Certainly not chest hair. I don't really need to improve the profile of my pecs, but what I don't like is hair on the back and excessive hair spilling out from under the armpit. For no other reason, particularly under the armpit, if you're a very hairy sort of guy, that hair is going to hold the perspiration, it's going to end up transferring to your shirt. It's not a good look. So genuinely, if you are a bit of a Bigfoot when it comes to the body hair, you know, do a bit of trimming. Trim that hair back. I'm not saying shave it, I'm not saying go full feminine, but do a bit of trimming. If you've got back hair, somebody who loves you in your family, be it your wife, your whomever, ask them what does it look like from behind, and would they assist you in a bit of, you know, landscaping of the back. So if you can, get a grip on that excessive body hair to look your best when you're going about those summer activities without a shirt on. And finally, we've moved to the bottom of the body now, the feet. Gentlemen, it's the time of year where you're going to be either barefoot or wearing flip-flops or some other sort of revealing footwear, sandals or whatever. So think about those plates of meat, those feet at the end of your legs. Let's not have toenails like a griffin's talons when you're walking around in those flip-flops. Take some time, do a bit of trimming, make them look good. Even if, right, now this might be a push for some chaps, it is not feminine to actually take an emery board and trim off some of that unwanted dry skin, or even to trim some of that excessive foot hair that you may have. Because nobody wants to look like Captain Caveman, the Hanna-Barbera cartoon character from the 70s and 80s. That is easily overcome by a few short minutes of grooming of the feet, and you can walk around in the knowledge that you look fairly respectable. So look after those feet to look your best in the summertime. And there we go. Those are my short top tips to look your best on the grooming front in these hot days where, you know, let's be honest, we're not going to be revealing the most of our wardrobe to people. It's all down to the body, so the grooming is important. If you have enjoyed today's video, please, I would encourage you to give us a thumbs up. It helps the channel grow, and also don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well. That way you won't miss any of our future content. I hope you enjoy the rest of this wonderful summer, smelling fragrantly and looking your best. And until the next time we meet, I wish you well. I hope you take care of yourselves and your families, and I'll see you again very soon.